Welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Thunder 2004 modded career mode. Oh, that just feels so good to say. 15 races are in the schedule. 15 races down, another 21 to go. I've made a small change though. For those that know the NASCAR Thunder 2004 schedules, you guys know that there were some tracks in there that should not have been, aka Dover at night. Okay. So because Dover night was in the schedule, I have gone through using the modded tools that are at my disposal, and I have changed it a little bit, just a little. Okay, now hear me out. I already know what Mark is going to probably say. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. Sorry, Mark. So scrolling down a little bit, you know, we got the Series 400. Well, Michigan 2 usually leads to another Bristol race. So after Bristol is usually, or after Michigan is Bristol, then it goes to the Southern 500. I'm going to create this new little storyline here ahead of time. So Bristol had something happen to it at the racetrack where they tried to do a early prototype of a dirt race, and it didn't go so well. They've messed up the track surface, and the track is overall bad. But rather than NASCAR saying, well, we're not going to run another short track, they've decided to replace that track with Martinsville for the Martinsville 500. That means we'll be going to Martinsville for 3 races in one season. Okay. So there's a Subway 500. There was another one earlier. And then of course, now we got the Martinsville 500, which is a Martinsville night race. And then of course we did the Virginia 500 way earlier in the season. All that seems to be okay for you guys. Let me know down in the comments. But if you are new here, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, can you guys swing by my Patreon? This is really hard to work on, and I really would need some help financially. Not anybody, you don't have to, but it would be nice if you did. I would like some subs there so that we can make some stuff, and you guys can see some early things that I'm doing, where I'm gonna probably start talking to you guys through my ideas, the storyline for NASCAR Thunder and things like that. It is so good seeing John Andretti's face on this. I know that's so weird. We got Larry Foyt, Scott Pruitt. They're still working in the mod to work on bringing out like better photos and things like that. That's why this Larry Foyt doesn't look like Larry Foyt. You got Scott Pruitt, who doesn't even have a photo. We got John Andretti, Dave Blaney, Todd Bodine, Derek Cope also doesn't have his photo, which is funny because that is actually the Bodine image, but in the wrong place, if that makes sense. Of course, we got Tony Raines, Jimmy Spencer, who's really been driving extremely well. I mean, golly, Jimmy Spencer is good. He's really good. It's been a while since we last saw Kevin Grubb because he's a part-timer. Per se, he doesn't actually get a full schedule, so he's not going to be there. Neither Stanton Barrett, David Green. As you guys know, Christian Fittipaldi lost his ride, so you won't see him. Kevin LePage has kind of been unable to qualify lately with the new wave of guys coming in. They're running better laps than he is. Same with Ashton Lewis, Hermie Sadler, Jack Sprague. You know, you can now see that there is an issue with who's a full-timer and who's not a full-timer, which makes for some very interesting standings, if you get my drift. Right now, in this weird Rookie of the Year battle, Jimmy Spencer is leading over Todd Bodine and John Andretti. In order to probably keep them as Rookie of the Year for next season, just for the lulz, we might wind up moving all those guys back over to Busch, which makes them part-time again. We'll have to see. But I think they're just outright just qualifying way better than what was anticipated. So without further ado, let's get ready for the Series 400, which is at Michigan. And my controller just disconnected. Okay. You guys can see in the top left when my controller disconnected. Don't forget to hydrate, guys, while you're watching. So it's another speedway race. We only got one speedway chassis. Again, I'm going to still keep running engine number 2. I want to try to get as many engines back in our shop as possible. Same with the car body. We only got one speedway body. So this is what we have to work with. Well, there's a lot going on, isn't there? Don't forget, if you want the mod for this, it is going to be in the description down below. Let's go racing. Okay, so Michigan is not that bad of a track for us. I definitely feel like we've got a car to potentially be up near the front. I've also adjusted the AI yet again for this race, so hopefully they'll be a little bit hard. Oof, went way up the track. Definitely was tight down in turns 1 and 2. Yeah, this car, she's running real tight right now. I'm not sure why, but I'm definitely not getting through the corners the way I want to. Definitely running a second lap here. And for whatever reason, just not feeling real like secure. It's a little too tight for my taste.
Good speed. We'll start near the front.
We'll take it. 3rd place, not that bad.
MRN is coming to you live from Michigan International Speedway for today's Sirius 400. Michigan is known for some great racing and some fantastic finishes.
Well, look for speeds approaching 200 miles an hour and cars running 3 and 4 wide. That's a recipe for some exciting stuff.
The 53 car has been getting into it heavily on the track with the 20 car.
He'd be better off if he'd let things cool down. It's a race, not a demolition derby.
That car of Elliott Sadler sure is something else, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most interesting paint schemes in all of NASCAR. You certainly don't have any trouble picking him out on the racetrack, and that's what a sponsor is after.
Eli Gold really needs a good finish in this race. He's got a long way to go on the points list.
Yeah, those guys have been working so hard this year. It's a shame it doesn't really show in points. Just seems they can't keep that car out of trouble on race day. Maybe their luck will change today.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Rolling off 3rd. Actually was really shocked with how close qualifying was. During the pre-race festivities, I was eating a cookie.
Drop back to 4th. Got one down low.
Also to explain what happened, the reason why the car was tighter than I like it to be was because apparently I got switched back to the default setup, so I got to be aware of that.
Hold your line. He's still there. Still there. Gained another spot. Clear on both sides. 41, 71. Got one outside. Clear all around.
Really just washed up the track. It was nice to see that they acknowledged Derek Cope's car. Now the car number, obviously being 117, was Eli Gold, the fantasy driver's car. But it is nice to see that they did at least acknowledge that we have a back marker. And it was nice to see his name up there instead of Eli's too.
Okay, we're clear. Got one high.
Where's Jeff Burton going?
38-30. You're closing on the leader. Leader's right in front of you. Still beside you. Still there. You're in 2nd place. You're clear.
Oof. Slide up right in front of Jimmy Johnson. Didn't try to, but the car walked up the track and then got real loose in front of him.
Clear on both sides.
I gotta lead a lap.
24 car. Up high. 38-54. Whoa, that was a quick lap. That's 5 bonus points for leading the lap. Still there. You've got the lead. Still there.
And I slide up right in front of Jeff Gordon. And let's see if we can pull away from these guys because Dale Jr. has been shot out of a cannon. Too tight.
Okay, we're back in 2nd.
Okay, Dale Jr.
All clear, buddy. 39-10. Come on, buddy, push it. We can pick up some more spots. You've got the leader. Stay on his back bumper. Got one high. You're clear.
Had to really whoa up for the corner. We were about to go up to the wall. Let's see if we can finish this race without breaking our deck lid. We always break our deck lid in these races. but it is nice to see how close the field is to me. Like, I'm not pulling away. They're not really catching me. And the road course AI have also changed as well. Apparently they ran real easily at these road courses. So there's a patch that I'll be adding in to make sure that come the road courses, things will be a little bit harder.
Good job. The 24 car is looking right.
Oof. Junior put Jeff Gordon in the wall there. Y'all saw that? So I'm not necessarily still pulling away. Like, they're still there. A few laps in, I've been in this clean air for a while, but they're really like right on top of me.
Your right front's wearing down. Keep an eye on it.
We can't have any mistakes like we did before. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Fuel is at hand.
Can't have any mistakes like we did before.
The 8 car, come high. Clear on both sides.
Okay, we're starting to pull away a little bit here.
39-4. You're looking great from where I'm sitting. How's the car feel?
I think when I got loose off of 2, I spooked Junior a bit, so I think he's already started laying back. Jeff Gordon probably burned up his stuff, which is why he's even further back. And I've got to really pick and choose who I want to let by. I might, if I can, I'll let Jimmy Johnson go, because the less laps that Dale Jr. leads, the better.
Right rear tire's wearing down.
But only if Jimmy can get up here, because he's there. They're just running side by side. Also, we got some cars on pit road extremely early again. Lap 8 is way earlier than I would expect for the AI to come down. Jimmy Johnson has effectively gotten past me here.
The 12 car wants to get by you. Car inside. Looks like some of the leaders are headed down pit road.
Oh man, Jeff Burton was running up near the front.
39-71. We're starting to run away from you.
Okay, Ryan Newman is Rocket Man all of a sudden, guys.
You're the leader now.
He got in front of us and he just immediately walked away from me and Jimmy Johnson, and I was pushing Jimmy Johnson through the front stretch.
Stay focused. You get the lead back. You're clear.
No speeding. Oh. Okay. We're doing good so far, y'all. It's a shame that Jeff Burton's motor blew up. What a shame.
Begins to service this machine. This is their opportunity to shine. They can't make any mistakes here. It'll be a routine 4-tire change. They'll also put in 2 cans of gas. 4 tires of gas on this stop. And that's
A 15.2 second stop again. My crew is on point.
Traffic up high. Careful.
Well, there's Ryan Newman.
It's up high.
Y'all thought I was joking when I said this man literally walked away from me, Jimmy Johnson, and Dale Jr. He's gone. Man took an undercut on the pit stop, came out way too soon on them tires. I mean, he is going to fade back, but I mean, look at that. The gap that he has built on me, and I just came out pit road, and even Bob Labonte for that matter. It's just criminal. My guy is gone. Yeah, we're within draft distance of him now, so I think we're good.
Making up some time. 5 more laps. The 12 car is outside. You're in first. Clear on both sides.
I really do feel like Newman probably came down pit road a few laps too soon. I mean, by this point now, he's been on those tires for 8 laps. Yeah, you can see it already. He's fading back. It is really cool to see that there's a little bit of variation in pits, though. Like, I'm pretty sure the 12 team was hoping for a caution.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice lap.
Yep, he's even gotten passed by Dale Jr., who's got fresher tires. I don't know if you guys can see me smiling right now, but I'm actually really happy to see some variation between the teams making these decisions, because Bob Labonte and Ryan Newman pitting early was a good idea in theory, but they definitely hurt themselves on the long run here. Now it's coming down to Ryan Newman doing what he does best, which is blocking. And he's definitely blocking Jimmy Johnson from behind. It's really become a two-car race now.
Number 8, still there. 39-30.
Oh, I would have lost that drag race.
Left in there somewhere. I know you do. Clear. You're halfway on fuel. Car outside. You're out front.
Oof.
Okay, we're clear.
That was a slide job.
Car inside.
Is it really going to come down to another close race between me and one of my competitors?
Dig, buddy, dig, dig, dig.
I'm going to dive it on him. I'm going to dive.
Number 8, top 5.
Oh, I made the mistake. I made that mistake. Dang it. He had me. He backed out of it too soon.
All clear, buddy.
He got it. He wins.
We'll take second. Great run.
Second place to Dale Jr. Couldn't happen to a better guy.
The yellow flag didn't fly at all in this one.
Whoa, that doesn't happen very often. It makes you pay a whole lot more for any mistakes. You don't have the cushion of yellow flags to get caught up.
The Nikon car will only get bonus points instead of a victory. He led the most laps in this one.
Unbelievable. It just goes to show that in this NASCAR Winston Cup Series, the guy with the dominant car doesn't always win.
The 53 car is starting to find out who doesn't like him on the racetrack.
Well, when you're out there beating and banging on guys, some feathers are bound to get ruffled. Maybe after some time to cool off, they'll be back to racing with clear heads.
Well, that's all the time we have today. Join us again for our next live broadcast of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing right here on the Voice of NASCAR, MRN.
Another race, another close one, minus Pocono. Pocono was an anomaly. I made a mistake. But it was another close finish between me and our competitors. And for once, I actually am going to respect the broadcast on that. They did say that I did lead the most laps and did not come away with the win. I was a dominant car, but I made a mistake. That's what happened in turn 4. I got down in there too hard and was not able to bounce back the way I wanted to. So that does suck. But I did get the most points. Or actually, me and Dale Jr. tied for points gained. So I don't gain on Jr. at all. But I did enjoy that race in general. That one was good. Scrolling down the rest of this field here, it was John Andretti and Jeff Burton who fell out the race with engine problems. Oh no, the 43 car of John Andretti. So those were 2 cars that were out. Dave Blaney finishes 40th. I'm more or less checking for the guys at the back of the field because they're the guys I really want to kind of see do better, especially Greg Biffle. But it is good to see that Biffle is no longer finishing 40th. He's actually right in the middle of the field, like, you know, normal. So that is nice to see. And Scott Pruitt, 14th on the day after starting 41st. Okay, Scott Pruitt, I see you. I see you, boy. And that's pretty much it. Wait, did anybody see the 7 car? Did the 7 car make the show today? Oh, there he is. There's Jimmy Spencer. Oh, it looks like he's starting to slowly work his way back in the field. But that was good to see. Good race, enjoyable finish. This mod is amazing. I'm sorry, I know y'all probably tired of me talking about it, but oh my god, this mod is amazing. Let's go back to Georgia and reassess ahead of the next race. So the point standings now is what you see. Dale Jr. is ahead of Jeff Gordon by 32 points, and I am still back there, 116 back again, not gaining any points on him. Doesn't help me a lot because I need to break away from Tony Stewart, but I did finally pass Tony Stewart in the standings. He was my biggest rival. Good to finally get past that guy and keep moving forward. Jimmy Johnson is working his way into more like top 10s and top 5s. That's actually been pretty good for him. Mark Martin is back in the top 10 in the standings. Kurt Busch is 13th. Matt Kenseth is 16th. A little surprising to see Matt Kenseth this far back, but I'm pretty sure he'll find a way to bounce back. And as far as Greg Biffle is concerned, he's still making his moves. He is 30th on the standings, 30th. He's only got one win, one top 5, one top 10 this season, but he's definitely on track to finish a lot better than he did before. Kenny Wallace is back there in, wait a minute, 14 races? Oh, wait, guys, Kenny Wallace has missed the last 2 races in a row. I didn't realize that. Larry Foyt, Derek Cope, Dave Blaney, they're not running full-time schedules. Neither is Tony Raines. John Andretti isn't a full-time driver, I think. No, yeah, he's only run 3. I think Jimmy Spencer would be the best idea. Yeah, he's run 3, so they're basically full-time. We need to give them a better season to have done this, but it's whatever. They're in our world, our alternate world, they are new guys who just decided to pick up racing out of nowhere. That's what we'll go with. We'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Anyways, ahead of Infineon. So if you guys have been keeping track of the cost cap, which I definitely wasn't last couple of races, unfortunately. I do know that we gained 270 after the last race. So basically after Pocono, hold on, let me roll down here. Yeah, so after Pocono, we didn't do anything. So that was an extra 270, which brings us up to $230,000. And we still haven't done anything yet. So that's another 270,000. Giving us a grand total of, I believe, 500,000 if my math is not as bad as I think it is. So yeah, $500,000. So 500K to work with. You know what that means? We need to work on our car a little bit. And it's beginning to get a little bit harder as the season goes on to try to stay ahead of some of these other cars. And with us having a road course ahead, I can't work on any of the generic stuff because we still haven't been able to build anything out. But I do like this tire grip and tire wear upgrade that I'm seeing for chassis number 3. I think that would be pretty cool, $268,000. In terms of the motor, we finally got all the rest of the motors in. So I do think that we could probably go for the overhaul on engine number 2, which would bring it a little bit further in line with all the other engines we have in our bay. And I definitely think that would be pretty good, but that's $252,000. And as far as car bodies go, we do have a super speedway coming up, so I can't really do anything about that, but 69 to 71, more downforce is always better for these speedway tracks. 319,000 though. Golly, that's an expensive upgrade. It would be our best body in the shop. And we are getting into that slate of the season where we are going to start seeing a lot more speedway tracks. I'm going to do it. 319K for body number 3 is something I want. And so let's see here. That leaves us with 181K, and we could just repair chassis number 3 for 120. and that will give us 61K to work with. I think this is fine. We're not going to go back into the red zone for this because I do have an idea of what I want for the rest of the season so we can get ready for season 3. But I need to make sure that I'm beginning to stockpile as much money as possible so that we can start paying for new equipment, because we haven't done any shop upgrades in a while. And I do feel like now we're beginning to fall behind the AI cars just a touch. So we just go ahead and repair that, and that will take us into California. Do me a huge favor, if you like today's video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out a ton. While you're at it, swing by my Patreon and subscribe, because then I'll be able to make some cash. You can ask me almost anything there, as well as you can start getting shout outs in the videos. That is something that I want to do, and in order to do that, you have to subscribe. There's 2 tiers right now, a $5 tier and a $15 tier. $15 and $5 have a few differences between them, but it's up to you if you want to subscribe to them. I'm not going to bore you with it. The Patreon link will also be in the description down below. And if you still want this mod, the link to the video where I got this mod from will be as well in the description. I'll see you guys next time. Be easy, everybody.